Hi Cancer. Welcome to your November reading. It is from the eclipse on November 8th onward. I've just paused the Selena documentaries, the Selena Gomez documentary, to do this reading. I was actually going to do the Aries reading first, but wow. Can we talk? Like, first of all, Cancerian energy is so heavy that even in the parts that aren't necessarily sad, like you're sad, like you feel sad. You just feel the weight of how much energy comes out of an open heart. And also, I can't help but notice that Cancerians who are in the public eye, who get everything they want, who are stars, their physical health suffers. Their physical health becomes determined by how much pressure is being put on them from the outside. Now, how much pressure does that have to be when you're already used to the pressure and weight of the ocean? You know, but fame, fortune, success, so this definitely applies to all of us. For a creature of the tide that knows when to run out so as not to get pulled into the true depths, fame, fortune, success, promotion, getting exactly what you want can become like getting pulled out, like getting, you understand, pulled into the undertow, out into the depths, not out of the tide, where you live, where you understand what's going on. Now, when that pressure of success, of your fate coming to fruition, you have that uncanny feeling, right? You're getting everything you want. Your physical body can kind of buckle under this existential sort of dread that comes with the expectations that success brings, that money brings, that love brings. You know, you can wait your whole life to meet someone that you think will be the love of your life, and then you get what you want and you're so racked with guilt and anxiety, or just anxiety or feelings of unworthiness, that you can't even really enjoy it. Right? So the pressure of getting what you want, the terror that can come with success, the responsibility that comes with financial success. Now, we'll talk about that more. But let's specifically look at these cards in front of us. Saturn is in Aquarius, and the squares that are coming up with Saturn, between all the fixed signs actually, these fixed heavy squares, they really do expose everyone in your life that's not truly there for you and doesn't care about you. Like, it's exposed in a way that's not even funny. Like, it's no longer, I don't know how to, I'm sorry, my notes are showing right there. It's no longer something that can be hidden or misinterpreted. Like, if you have a friend who's a hater, again, I'm going to refer to this documentary, you can take it however you want it. It's really hard not to notice who's not really your friend. Let's put it this way. You are an open-hearted, wonderful person. What you see is what you get, okay? But this open-heartedness, in Saturn's opinion, especially when you have Saturn in Aquarius and they're kind of squeezing you, what you have is energies that think that that's quite naive and kind of dumb, to be honest. So the realization, the shake that they give you, like, excuse me, hello, this is not good for you, that little shake can be a little tough. The realization can be a bit shocking because you already know everything. So if you've chosen not to see it, it's because you've chosen to, sweep it under the rug. If you've chosen to sweep it under the rug, the last thing you want is a bunch of transits at the beginning of November. We're like, remember the dirt under the rug? Remember the dirt? And you're like, fuck you, fuck the rug. Like, leave me alone. I want to do stuff. I want to keep succeeding. I want to keep moving forward. What would be the point of going and looking under the rug right now? Like, this is old stuff. But Saturn is like, you don't understand. How many times do you have to learn over and over and over again that with every level up, you have to leave people behind? And as your level up, obviously, is getting more up, along with that, you have to get even more discerning. But this isn't even the type of thing where you have to be discerning. This isn't subtle and nuanced. This is like very obvious, out on Front Street. Every single person in your life that really doesn't give a fuck about you, that's using you, that talks bad about you, that gives other people weird looks. You know what I mean? When you talk, like people who literally are in your face, acting like they're your friend, but they're gaslighting you. Let me tell you like this. I think I'm about a year ahead of this. Let's say it like that. Okay? You will not be able to look away from it anymore. It's going to be so much in your face that there's nothing that you can do to deny it. Now, what is your instinct going to be in this case? Of course, you're going to want to say something. Of course, right away. And Scorpio season, what? And then you have Mercury moving into Scorpio. Oh, forget it. Oh, forget it. And then what? This eclipse we have going on between Scorpio and Taurus. Are you kidding? You want to say all the things. You want to dominate the situation. You want to go to this person or these people or whatever, whomever this is about, and be like, you know what? First of all, you ain't shit. Secondly, I definitely could kick your ass, but I'm not that type of person. But if you want to be violent, I could definitely, out-violence you. Your ego gets involved. Because it's so much fixed energy. Your ego is like, let's take care of this. Let's just get this done because you're annoying. Like, I thought you, like, it's past, that place, Cancer, past being hurt? Where you're just fucking furious? But it's like quiet fury. We're not doing checkers. We're not like aggressively jumping. We're playing chess now. Okay, you figured something out? Okay, the eclipse shows you something? Okay, these are not really your friends? Cool. Okay, the squares, they show you? Okay, fine. You figured it out? And what that means, what you figure out makes you have to go out on a ledge by yourself? Cool. Your reaction to this is going to be, I'm so pissed. I want to use this Mercury and Scorpio energy mid-month to tell you about yourself and tell you in a way that like rips the rug out from under you. I want to dominate you. I want to humiliate you now for letting me trust you and letting me think that you were actually somebody in my corner. This anger is especially coming up if this is someone that you have known long term. So it's like you've been like this for how long? How long have you been this energy in my life? And it makes you want to go back and look at everything and be like, right? Now, once you get into this place, once Cancer is angry, once Cancer has a right to be angry, okay? Now we're talking righteous indignation phase of Cancerian anger. Oh, super bossy. Super bossy. You know everything. You could tell everyone how to do everything. You know exactly how to do it. You know what I mean? You don't want a group opinion. You don't want a fucking focus group. You may even say like, listen, this is not a democracy. Like whatever it is, you start acting like the fed up mom who's waking everybody up on Sunday morning because the house is a mess and everyone has been up the night before, as have you. They know exactly what you're doing. You're trying to exert control over so many aspects of your life that are falling apart because of these squares, but not falling apart in a negative sense. Look at this. Not falling apart in a negative. Look at this. Mashallah, look at this. Falling apart so like it can finally get the fuck out of your life. So something new can when you figure out how disgusting like the people around you actually have been, ooh, for a lot of you, this is your family. Like, you're figuring out really, really ill shit, like deep things. Like, whoa, you're the reason that I never did such and such, and I didn't choose myself, or I didn't spend the money on myself. You're the reason that I've been holding back on such and such, or giving this person or that person a chance. You're the reason that I never thought I could do this job, and so I never even really tried, and then ended up losing. Like, there's so many things that you can now attribute to the people in your life genuinely not being there enough for you, not loving you enough. And it's real, right? Usually when cancers think, just don't be Cancer rising, okay? So I'm in it, okay? So I'm not talking from outside the group, but you can get worked up like this when there's nothing going on. I'm just gonna say, you can act like this when there's nothing going on. That's why I said righteous indignation, when you actually are right and you have a point. Oh, forget it. Like, you can get worked up when you don't have a point. You know what I mean? But for it to be actually real, and for you to be able to validate, not that you need that, but for you to be able to have the validation even of the people around you who are like, whoa, like, this person is no good for you. This friend is not a friend. This, like, it gives you a platform on which to have your feelings and have them be valid. And it feels so good because this energy is not something that you didn't feel. Like I said, you swept it under the rug. Energetically, you're walking around with this low hum, feeling it all the time, that this person who's around you in probably a lot of capacities, because the best thing about people like this who are not really your friend, nobody wants to be around you. Listen to me. Nobody wants to be around you more than someone who's not your fucking friend. Okay? Your friends have lives. Your friends have families and jobs and hopefully careers. And if they don't have careers, you need to be talking to them about having a career. And if you're not doing that, are they really your friend? You understand what I'm saying? Your friends have a million things they have to do, just like you have a million things you have to do. The type of person who always wants to be around you 24/7, 24, it's because they're using you. It's because you have something that they're constantly getting from you. Whether it's energy, whether it's presence, whether it's money, whether it's information, whether it's just them being so envious of you that getting to be around you is a high. You don't realize how that actually sucks your money luck away, money energy away, because you have someone around you in your space that's constantly just like leaving their like grimy, sweaty fingers all like their prints all over everything that they wish was theirs. The thing about people who don't like you is that they want to be around you more than anyone, because they're trying to figure out how they can take what you got, because they would rather do that than do a day of work. Thing about cancers is extremely hardworking. So any success a Cancerian ends up getting, it's like, you know, when these moments happen to us, we're like, yes, very grateful, alhamdulillah, like very happy, but also like, you know, I've been busting my ass my whole life. Like when people say to me, they're like, oh, love it, the YouTube channel, like mashallah, like, oh wow, you know, and I'm like, yeah, I've been working since I was 13. Cancer, family business, that's like, it's just, you know what I mean? Like, we are workhorses. We will make the time. We will take the responsibility. We will get it done. If it needs to get done, we will get it done. There's no eating, there's no sleeping, there's no, you know, like when your mom goes on a tirade, when your mom is going to do what she's going to do no matter what, and she's going to drive to Pennsylvania and get there by tonight or whatever the fuck, that's what it's going to be. That energy, when you have that, when you're there, you can absolutely attract people to you who just want to get pulled into the wake of that. They don't have to do any work. You're making such a big push through the water that they can board off the wake of you and just pull on you the whole time, and you will drag them because you're doing so much fucking work anyway. What's a few more pounds? You understand what I'm saying? And you don't realize until you cut these fucking ropes how much drag you're getting because of them. Because all of a sudden, boom, you're gone. You're, woo, come on. Let it fall apart. Don't let yourself get in your head about this. Now, let's talk about another thing that's just as important. Okay, I have 9 things on my very big list here that I started making on like big sketching paper. I love it so much that I want to talk to you about. We're only at number 2. Okay. So, this is a time of gossip and intrigue. It is a time of suspicion and doubt. We have this Mercury in Libra and then Mercury in Scorpio dynamic where it's very gossipy, and then that gossip can turn dangerous. It can turn harmful. It can cause a lot of chaos, a lot of unnecessary trouble and drama, which then, of course, spirals into other little dramas starting, and it can basically create a ripple effect of completely unnecessary, really negative, lacking energy, right? So why would we want to do that? Why would we want to put that out in the world? Because any karma that those ripples create, that's your karma. Yeah, I know. We don't really think of karma that way. We don't like to think of karma that way because, then we'd have to be a lot more careful in our lives. Yes, that's your karma because you started this. Right? No, but I have a right to start it. And yes, and everybody, when Mercury's in Libra and Mercury's in Scorpio, feels like they have the right to talk about everybody else, to talk shit about everybody else, to judge other people, and simultaneously be really upset and really worked up if they find out that the same is being done about them. So altogether, just a completely hypocritical, unnecessary, dramatic situation that's better avoided. And, you can give in. It's going to be very juicy. It's going to be very spicy. A lot of people have a lot of gossip they want to tell. But if you indulge in it, and this is human nature, when you have difficulties in your own life, you will be looking at your difficulties through the lens of these other people's eyes because you spend so much time with them looking through the lens of their perceptions together at other people and judging them. So of course, when something goes wrong in your life, you will also be perceiving that through the lens of how they're going to talk about you and what they're going to say, which is the complete opposite of being able to manifest anything the right way. So gossip really is, especially like I'm Muslim and my religion is extremely forbidden, right? It's because it starts a really destructive cycle, not just within your community, within your energetic circle, within your loved ones, but also within your mindset. It switches your perception from the inside out to the outside in. And you are now the one being perceived, instead of the world being your perception. It's very debilitating. It weakens the spirit. And it also creates a really kind of self-pitying energy within a person. If you ever notice, people who are super gossipy are also people who really feel sorry for themselves. Nothing is their fault. There's a reason for everything. There's no accountability. And it's because, it just lends itself to that kind of personality. Why would you spend so much of your time, if any, talking about someone else or something else when you could be actively engaging and focusing in your life? That is the type of person who is going to look around as soon as something happens and blame somebody out there because they didn't do it. They don't do anything. How could they have done it? You understand? So it seems like a small thing to be like, listen, don't accuse, don't assume, don't gossip. And that's the other side of this, right? The other side of this coin with gossip and just bad mouthing people, stepping on people's reputation, whatever you want to call it. The other side of that sort of paranoid, inappropriate thinking is this accusation, being accusatory, assuming, right? Sounds really simple, but for a lot of people, you might be surprised at how hard it is to go a month without assuming. So here's the trick. you're going to assume things because you're kind of psychic and you pick up on things. So you don't think that your assumptions are assumptions. You think your assumptions are intuitions, and they very well may be. Here's the trick. So what? Okay, you're right. So what? Can you detach enough from what you know to not genuinely care about it? Because I guarantee you, if you can do that, whatever it is will resolve itself in time. When you accuse and assume, any info that's hidden becomes more hidden. It completely defies the actual motivation that you have. It makes it impossible for you to succeed if what you want is more information, if what you want is to find out what's going on. Assuming and accusing gives you an energy that is very easy to pick up on. It's this person doesn't trust me. And as soon as we feel like someone doesn't trust us, we completely stop trusting them. It's just natural. Okay? So they're not going to tell you anything. Like I said, this is not checkers time. This is chess. So no accusing. There is hidden info. There are things. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm saying don't do anything about it. Wait. I know you hate it, but wait. Now, we're going to talk about money here, and then everything else, the other 5 points that we have left, we're going to talk about in the extended, and then on only on Patreon now, well, on Vimeo too, mid-November reading. So now every sign will have 2 readings a month, but it'll be the general is what's on YouTube. Okay, let's talk about money. I'm going to tell you about buffaloes, okay? And you're going to be like, what the fuck is she talking about? I can't believe this is happening right now. Oh my God, you're going to love this story. It's so much fun, and it will explain to you something so vital, and I'm so excited to be the one to tell you. If you've already heard it, kudos. I love you for it. Okay. My dear Cancer, when it comes to economic woes, which, look, right before it seems like it can't get any worse, it'll get fantastic. Okay? Now, let me explain to you how to deal with this in practical terms. Let's talk about how much buffaloes hate water. Buffaloes hate water. They get soaked. They hate it. Their fur's not especially designed for it. They're just miserable around water, right? They like to avoid it at any cost. So, do you know what buffalo do when a storm comes through? They run towards it. See, what the buffalo have realized is that the thing they dislike so much, if they run, it's gonna chase them. And it will catch up with them. It's air. But this thing they dislike so much money, taxes, bills, home security. You know, all the things that make you really nervous. Emotional security. You fighting with this Libra. For what seems like no reason. You can run away from it. It'll chase you and it'll catch up with you. Or you can turn around and run towards it. Now, what have the buffalo figured out? They figured out that if you run, it's going to chase you, it'll catch up with you, and then you'll be in it for a very long time. But if you run towards it, you'll get in the center of it, and before you know it, it'll pass right over you. Because it's going places. It's got to go chase all those people running away. Okay? So, everybody knows. Everybody knows. Security. Financial security. This is your weakness because it's about your home. It's about money. It's about the things. What I say, fame makes Cancerians physically fragile. Nah. Lack of comfort. Lack of financial, emotional, physical security makes Cancerians fragile. Tough as nails, tough as steel. Still fragile. It's like glass. I think, my house is full of glass. It'll last 12 million years. Take 12 million years to biodegrade. Drop it on the ground, shatter it to powder. Fantastic. Fantastic. So, running towards this, your nemesis, really. Whatever these issues are, whatever these things are you need to tackle, that email you need to send, those things you need to send in, that call you need to make, whatever it is, in the first 2 weeks of November, be the buffalo that runs towards the water. Fuck it. No, it's too scary. I can't do it. You can do it because right on the other side of running towards it is getting past it. And in the midst of all this, if I were to tell you that it's really easy to fall in love, you'd be like, fuck you, Amber. But it's still true. Let's go right into the extended. I love you, love you. It'll be on Patreon. It'll be on Vimeo. Love you.